Okay, it's the commissioner of the TRSBA. It is today, the 23rd of October, 2024. It's the start of the TRSBA, the NBA season. Just an updated power rankings, just to report on some stuff. There was a trade yesterday. Jimmy Butler has now gone to the Death Valley Barbarian. See what that does to the rankings. As well as KPJ has been added to the Butchers, I believe. So let's just have a look at the worst ranked team. Is look at this stage, it's the Tampa Bay Butchers. There's nobody in the top 87. Trey Murphy is also injured. Mark Williams does have an injury tag as well. This team's going to struggle. This team's trying to do. Hopefully, they've got their number one pick so they can get Cooper Flagg. Danny Avdia pictured there should be have a good season. OG and Amnobi, that's all he does. About 23 FP. Walker Kessler's Walker Kessler. But we'll see what Kevin Porter Jr. does. Hopefully, he can beat that 20.75 projected. Bilal Koulibaly, probably get some stats for this team as well as Klingon, Hamer Hakez. So, pretty shit team. That's why they are the worst in the TRSBA. Team 15, the New York Lions. Again, no one in the ranked that high. 66, Tyler Hero is their best player. Brandon Miller's probably should lay claim to that pretty soon. Jalen Green just signed a big contract, so he might have a elevated year, but Houston have a lot of players and he will be inconsistent all season. I think Scoot will have a good, okay year. Still got a lot of trade value. Andrew Wiggins, with Klay Thompson gone from the Golden State, you'd expect him to be a lot better. J-Roo's now a veteran, so don't expect anything more than that. Alex Sarr, a good rookie. Could he get Rookie of the Year? You just never know. Suggs signed a big contract as well. Better player than a fantasy player. I think Oubre should be a bit better than that. I think that's pretty light on, especially with a lot of injuries I'm expecting to see from Paul George and also Embiid. Dyson Daniels, I think that's good that they've kept him. They actually drafted him, so they've done well to keep them. And we'll see what if Steve Adam gets many minutes. I don't think he will. The Flyers, LaMelo Ball is their one and only. Everyone else is outside the top 100. And Hartstein has that injury tag to start the season, but 38.7. He looked really good in the preseason. Is he back? Hopefully, he doesn't get injured. Jesus, Westbrook probably should be a bit better than that. John Collins, I don't think will be that good late in the season. Getting Zach Edey was a good move. I think he'll really be in the all rookie team. Gafford recently acquired off the Valley Barbarians. I think this team did have Butler for a while. Nemhard, a good role player. So Struce has got that injury tag as well. Marcus Smart, it's hard to know, but I think he will be better than 17.84. I'm a bit surprised by that. But there's that team, and they're not looking that great. The New Orleans Hurricanes, definitely much improved, but it is an improved league. They could go higher than this. Jokic, definitely the bit, in the top 5 players in the NBA TOSBA. Donovan Mitchell, Bam Adebayo, Jamal Murray. So they've got 4 guys potentially in the top 50, and then there's a big drop off after that. Mids, Trent, Johnson, Healed, a lot of role players here. Hopefully Brandon Clark does something, as does the Knight Rider himself. The Chicago Predators, now the reason they've sort of taken a step back here in the rankings, it's because of the injury tags to start the season for Embiid and George, both out. We're not sure how long for, but we'll see how that all plays out. Bankero is going to have to be relied upon a lot. And Levine, it's uncertain what he'll do. Beal's a veteran, just getting a lot older. Nurkic, so there are some good players, and then there's a big drop-off after those top 5 or 6. Lopez, Conley, A.L. Desumnu, I think he'll have probably a better year than what's indicated there. Bazelis will get minutes from the get-go, so that's an interesting looking squad. The Wolfhounds, nobody in the top 38. Laurie's probably their best player. Giddy, not too far behind. Sexton to 63 and Van Vliet 64. That's a pretty good projected stats for Colin Sexton. Nicholas Claxton, also very solid. Mikal Bridges, I don't think he's that good. I think he's going to have a pretty bad year. Jaden Ivey, I think you'll see him rise up the ranks. Gordon with that big contract, not warranted. Sounds like the old Trsba days when he was getting big contracts. He's at the twilight of his career, and getting big contracts now is crazy. Not much more to say there. Don't think we'll get much of a role from Isaac or Whitmore. Buffkin will get some more minutes, 21. Marshall will get some minutes, but not won't translate to fantasy stats. Um, Interesting. But I think they're sort of stuck around there. The Jags are 10th, not looking good flash, but you've got, if a men makes the top 100, you've got 9 guys in the top 100, which is good. But Porzingis is out for half the season, most likely. Kuzma being their best player. Miles Bridges should be okay. Simon should be good as well. Duran, not bad. Poole, hopefully a bounce back season. McCollum will start, which is interesting. Mega Porter Jr. is a one-trick pony. After that, we've got Tyus Jones. Derek Lively, expect a bit more. I think he could get into the 20 FP early F stage. Pritchard and McBride will round out 12, 13, which is not stellar, but you just never know. They're going to get stats at various points in the time of the year, with Boston being thin, and I think also New York very thin. The Snipers at 9. This is cut them back a bit here. Giannis obviously ranked number 2, Irving 23. Giannis is going to have a big season, I would think. Rand and Ingram, it's hard to know what sort of season we're going to get from him, but projected to do pretty well, as well as Kuminga. Darius Garland, that's about where he's at. Austin Reeves has got a great game. Sohan, expecting to keep getting better. Jordan Clarkson still in the mix. Ricochet should get maybe close to 20 FP. He could get into that rookie team. Jovic, hope he does well. Zach Collins, yeah. Top 8 in the brown cow territory now. And that's a wave Kevin Porter Jr. Not wave, sorry, trade Kevin Porter Jr. for a second rounder. This is how they end up now. We've got Jaylen Brown ranked 38, Cam Thomas, Chet Holmgren, Emmanuel Quickly, DeJounte Murray. So then you've got 5 guys in the top 50, and none of them in the top 30. So that's interesting. But Jared Allen and Jackson and D'Angelo Russell and Jeremy Grant. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys over 80 in the top 83. Cam Johnson could make a splash. Tari Eason, very valued by this GM, who has held on to him. Decided to keep him over Kevin Porter Jr. Bub Carrington should get some minutes early, and will that translate to stats? Usually it doesn't for rookie point guards, but we'll see. So they're looking good. They are competitive. They can easily come out of the East. The East is there for the taking for anybody, really. Nerds, still at 7. Was going to contemplate on pushing them back, but I just figured the other teams behind them didn't get better enough to overtake them, despite the Kawhi injury concerns. I think LeBron ranked 12, Harden 16. I think that's going to take them a long way. DeMar DeRozan's still solid enough. Vooch and Harris, some veterans. So you've got a lot of guys up in the top area. You've got a lot of guys like Josh Hart and Jonas Valanciunas who will contribute. Klay Thompson getting old. Draymond Green definitely getting old. This is an old team. Brogdon's been injured. Ben Simmons, I think he can come back. I think he can be a top 100. Trey Mann will get some stats. He's going to get 26 minutes a game, so you expect to see him in the rotation. The double-doubles, Luka, very good. Anthony Davis, 2 guys in the top 7, and then a bit of a drop-off. But Kevin Durant, everyone's really down on Durant this year, and I just don't understand why. I mean, 34 and 33 fantasy points a game. Is he getting that old that LeBron's that much better? I just don't see that Durant is that much behind LeBron. I'd say anything they're probably neck and level. But after that, then there's a bit of a drop-off. Gobert and White can probably start for some TRSBA teams. Rozier can as well. Pirtle's not a bad role player as, Portis and Monk Levert. So there's some guys that will step up early. DeAndre Hunter gets a lot of minutes, but not a lot of stats. TJ McConnell's a good player. But these 2 rookie guys, Ryan Dunn, Keyshawn George, will get minutes to start the season, more than 20 a game we expect. So We expect them not to necessarily play a part, but just watch. San Fran Tigers, I think, are a great team. They nearly contemplated pushing them to number 4, but number 5 look pretty solid. There's something about this team. I think Barnes, Halliburton, Fox, Barrett's out injured a little bit, but Shaden Sharp, yeah, he should be out a little while. But yeah, I don't know. This team, something about this team that ranked them high, and I'm just trying to work out why myself. But this is where I've got them. Barnes, Halliburton. I mean, they've got 4 guys in the top 30 that are all healthy, so that certainly helps. And Barrett should be good. There is a bit of a drop off after that, but I think some of these guys coming through will be pretty good. LA Penn's very tidy, very, very solid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys in the top 56. Jalen Bronson probably in the top 10. That's a massive year expected. And Towns. So they've got both those guys playing together, and both those guys will get some good stats for New York and lots of minutes, probably more than 35. Sengun's good. Cade Cunningham and Devin Booker. So 5 guys in the top 20. That's why this is a really top-heavy team. Desmond Bay and Ayton, not to be sneezed at. The Snowman. PJ Washington, a bit of a drop-off there down to him. Okongwu, grade A Dick. If I've got any of these teams wrong, just let me know. I think I've tried to get everything right here as we get to the top 3, which you can obviously know the top 3 teams that are left, but which order are they in? Well, Alabama's still number 3. Tatum and Edwards, their best 2 players, but then they've got some veterans like Lillard and Randall and Turner. They sort of slip off a bit here with White and Zubac, but look at the whole roster, 14 guys in the top 134. Very solid. Very, very solid. A lot of depth, massive amount of depth for this team. Drummond, drum roll, he will contribute, I think. Naz Reid to be that far down someone's list, that's pretty crazy. Chris Paul, man, this is a team that's gonna be hard to beat, I think, in the East. But if they've got a couple of injuries, like last year, they might not do it. But this is a great team. Utah Saints moved down to number 2 now. We're number 1. Chase 6th, Trey 13, Jar 21, and Zion 24. So 6 guys in the top 24. Then you've got 2 really good 30-guy players in Evan Mobley and Jalen Johnson. Vassell injured to start the season. Keontae George in the top 100 rank is projected to be pretty good. Pajemski just got re-signed to the rookie contract. Still some decisions to make. They can't really keep Maverin and Clowney. They'll have to pick one, I think. Reed Shepherd, the number 2 pick in the draft, a very good player. It will take some time, but the rookie season, it's not going to be easy to get minutes, but there we go. And the Deaf Barbarian moved to number 1, courtesy of Jimmy Butler, the 50th ranked player being acquired. With some filler type players, ended up being Gafford and Hendricks. Hendricks is a really decent asset for someone to get, and they had to give up him and Gafford in order to get buckets. So to get another potentially 30 fantasy point game player. So they'll start Victor Wembanyama and Pascal Siakam, likely to start Jalen Williams in the front court. If he's healthy, but if not, it's going to be Franz Wagner or Jimmy Butler. So they've got 2 other guys they can go to if something goes wrong. So those top 7 players all in that 30 FP range. Jabari Smith might be better than 24 fantasy points a game. He hasn't shown that he's much better than that in his first 2 years, but the 3rd year, sometimes he can really jump up. We know Bogdan Bogdanovic is a veteran. Will he sort of regress at all? The projection for this season is not so much. After that, Vince Williams on the injured list. They're expecting a lot of these Denver guys like Strawfer and Peyton Watson. The other player to watch is Maxey. I think Maxey will have another good season, about that 35 FP range. Steph Curry, one of the best. And just watch some of these guys. Watch Siakam, see what he'll do. Barb's always keeping themselves relevant, and they've got two number one picks from New Orleans Hurricanes in Victor Wembanyama and Jabari Smith Jr. So, wow, so the season's about to start. I'm all amped up, amped up. Go, cunts.